This is a review of last weekend's, or this kind of weekend. It's actually right now. The weekend hasn't ended yet. It's still Sunday, day of rest. But I'm not resting. There's no rest for the weary. I am going to give you a rendition of the fights that I had predicted, but I didn't get to do it by Nostrovini because I was so overwhelmed with overwhelmingness that I couldn't do it. I had lots of things to do. Anyway. The El Tornado or the Boogeyman, uh, Auxilia Accessories, 1400 with 13 KOs against Pervero Secretarian, 16-0-1 with 7 KOs. Now this Cuban tornado ran through him, the Russian stylist, like a tornado through the Midwest. Let me tell you something about this guy. This Cuban, very powerful. And the Russian, he was relying on his stylistic thing that he would outpoint him, popping him, but not enough pop to keep the Cuban off him. Well, the Cuban chopped him up like chopped liver. That was it. The guy had to quit, and the Russians don't quit easy, but he had to quit. They had about the 10th round, it was over. But the Cuban didn't lose a round. He couldn't keep the Cuban honest. That's the problem. He couldn't keep him honest. Now, the Cuban guy who might be able to keep the Cuban honest, the Chechnyan Wolf, Arthur Bozunov, 2000 with 16 KOs, was fighting Maturo Jimenez Espinoza, 17-2-1 with 16 kills. This was a good fight. Espinosa's turned out to be better than I thought. He had lost one fight by knockout. You can enter the festivities. Oh, yeah, so I'm going to eat a little bit of all of you. We'll watch that. Oh, bread. Sustenance. I need sustenance. Oh, well. Espinosa, he didn't do too good. I mean, he tried, and he had skills. I was staggered. I actually staggered the Chechnyan wolf. And Chechnyan wolves are not easy staggered. Because Chechnyan wolf kept on flooring him. I don't know who's tougher, Chechnyan wolves or Cuban explorations. Now, Luis Santana, 1500 with 7 kills, against Jin Tharson, 8-1-0 with 15 kills. It was a good fight. I don't remember for my illness. I don't remember much. A good fight. Yeah. Leila Badusa, 13-2-1 with 2 KOs against Victoria Bustos. Took a look at them. Who knew what they were doing, but neither had the firepower to make it a knockout fight in the evening. The Canadian, Leila, did not dominate as much as you would think. This is because to me, it's a lack of a third minute in the round. Instead of 2-minute rounds, it should be third. That's when the knockouts are set up. I'm telling you. Excuse me while I eat. Alexander, the King Kong, 13-1-0 with 9 KOs against Luca Lucia, 16-4-2 with 15 KOs. Pretty good knockout percentage. All right. Alexander proved to be too much. And then you have Eric Yazugonian, 17-3-0 with 6 KOs against our Dominate Fernando, who's 5-1-0, no knockouts. I don't know how you what is that? Wishful thinking when you call somebody dynamite and they got no dynamite? No. That was Thursday's fight on the night. Excuse my language. Okay. And on the 10th at Showbox, this was the zone that one over there. Herbert Concepcion Souza, 10 and 000, Brazilian stylist and Olympian, was fighting John Gonzalez, 36 5 and 0 with 34 big KOs. John, he lacks the firepower of certain guys, but he has enough firepower to keep John Gonzalez honest, but not enough to knock him out. I went the distance. John had his moments with the big punch and his style is the pressuring, but he didn't have the speed. He's long in the tooth, and he's not good enough to be the stylist from Brazil. Brazilian guy's a real thing. He's he's good, very good, good enough to beat Gonzalez, who would drop the decision to Ismael Alora. William Foster III against Josaphat Ortiz, 13. Josaphat is 19-3 and 0 with 11 KOs. And he fought Ortiz 13-2 and 0 with 6 KOs. Ortiz was one step ahead. Last I won't go through because I don't remember them that well. It was a while ago, a couple of days. Come on, give me a break here. I'm very ill. I used to remember, I remember pretty good. Tyson Fury beat the Big Russian. Big Russian was made to order for Tyson. Tyson's still a good stylist, good man, wears well, hadn't fought in 16 months, but he seemed pretty sharp. His first few rounds, the Russian was being effective, but the Russian's kind of slow. And he just didn't have the speed or the skills to catch up with Tyson. It sets up a big fight with Anthony Joshua. They're going to finally fight after all these years. I wouldn't say both past their primes. I would say about the same as they've always been. Um, they haven't deteriorated that much, but they aren't, Joshua revealed a long time ago that the guy can't take a really big punch. Um, Tyson, no real weaknesses except um, his weakness is Alexander Jesus. Because Tyson have troubles and he cuss. So I expect a very good fight, a very interesting fight. Joshua might win because Joshua was being trained by Alexander. So if anybody can find the recipe for being Tyson Fury, it'll be Alexander Erzik, who's actually taking a former Pole and taking him under his wing. Interesting concept. Very, very interesting. Anna Ben against Reggie Press. Connor 24-1 and 0 with 14 kills, pressure fighter, good fighter. Against Roger Chris, 33 and 0 with 34 kills. 24? A veteran. He survived. He survived Connor Ben. Connor pressured him throughout. Interesting fight, but Connor is going to be fighting on upper echelons of the division because he's a big draw. I don't think he has a bunch of skills. No, the rest of these fights, very good fights. And very Team TGV, Jamie TGV, Takarifa, 9-2 and 0 with 5 KOs against the Midnight Train, Richard Ruckenborough, 19-1 with 15 KOs. Ruckenborough looks like the Black Adonis. The guy is 6'6", muscles all over his body. and was going up from cruiserweight. The weight of the new division suits him fine. Um, he destroyed TV because TV has bad skin. He gets cut. He's a little overweight. He didn't have the skills to be able to deal with this monster. Because at cruiserweight, for the heavyweight, this guy's very formidable. Ball has been out hustled by certain guys, but this guy was gonna you gotta have a great chin and skills. Uh, the Wrecking Ball TV, he doesn't have a great chin. He has a good chin, but he cuts, and that was he done doing. He got cut up, he got batted, and that was it. Then the next fight, Justin Henney, 12-1 with 7 KOs against Frazier Clark. This was a good fight, but Justin was one step ahead. He was a very stylish fighter. Good skills, very good speed. They both had fought the British and now world champ. Actually, his name, my brain's not working. But well, Haney Frazier fought a war was the champ, and they also fought. He got knocked out in one round. Henny was ahead on points almost on every round with his skills, his stylishism. But on the last moment, he gets nailed. On this fight, he wins. It was a good fight, high quality, and drama throughout because you never knew if Henny could get Clark had enough firepower to take out Henny. The the Seren Bergone 21-0 with 16 KOs against Ecuador Costa. Costa got knocked down. Rest of these, oh yeah, let's me go back here. German guy comes from Germany. Undefeated, 20-0 with 17 KOs against an English fighter who's actually by way of Poland. And 17-0 and 7 KOs. This could go either way. It depends on what you want. The English fighter or the Polak has pressured him as well. And the Germans fought off the ropes a little too much, but I think he won, personally. Hmm. And then they had Sultan of Muhammad against Alonso too. The Sultan was he's being groomed to be a top contender. As a Saudi Arabians are grooming. They groom him. I need that support among the fighters. This was the end of the day. Was very interesting fights. My heart was in it because it's an American fight, an Italian, I'm a little partial a little down. Irish, Italian, German, Scotch, English, mud. That's what I am. Uh, Vito McCurris, 22-1-0 with 15 kills. Well, 13 actually. I need the the three look like a five. Against another undefeated fighter, Omar uses Harita, 15-0 with one draw, 13 KOs, or is that 13? No, I think no, 15. Mhm. But Omar can't fight back enough, and he wasn't busy enough, and he wasn't a little batty. I don't mean the kind of batting I have on belts. A little batty. He loses because Vito, about there was drama throughout because you never knew when the Mexican might explode. Oh, yeah. He has a good chin. He actually go far as a kid. He's very young. He's been around a long time. His only loss was to a good spoiler fighter when he was 18. He's growing up. He's getting better and better. Ivan Marcus, 14-0 with 10 KOs against Dwayne Flamingo, 11-0 with 10 KOs. This was a thing where it was a Cuban against an American, both undefeated fighters, both similar records. I had to go for America, USA, USA. Um, I thought that the Cuban lost by a close decision because the American was pressuring him. But the American should have been a little more busier, and he won. Hayden Martinez Morales, 17-0 with 17 KOs against Dragian Butt, 23-0 with 10 KOs. This was another fight. We thought maybe Morale was a padded record, but no. It's from the islands, I believe, or African islands or Caribbean islands, whatever, take your pick. But was good, and he held his own for quite a bit, but he wasn't busy enough. And they had Eugene Azuni, 5-0, for 5 KOs against Christine Figueroa, 2-0 with 2 KOs. Azuna is a former cop, Amazon, Puerto Rican girl. I'm actually, I don't know what she's going to address me. And he won the fight. She destroyed him. And the next fight is against another Amazoni in the all women's car. That toaster is good. Now I realize that I shouldn't be eating and propagating about the fights, but I was hungry. And I've been a good boy in diving. Yeah. Oh. Hmm. All hail the future.